Howdy YouTube. So I'm just gonna show you a couple of little stoves I've built. I've got another one in the shed. I've built several of them. They're basically a rocket stove, a little bit different style though. I struggled to get the traditional style of rocket stove to boil water in a timely manner. So this version boils water pretty quickly. Right now I'm inside the lean-to. It's hard to see out there. It's bright, hard to see the screen. I'll do the best I can, but I'm going to flip the lens here and head out and light this up and show you. So, alrighty. A couple of them here. A little one. This one there is a little bigger. You know. Make sure I'm my finger out of the way of the lens and all that, zoomed all the way out. Okay. So again, get my fingers out of the way. This is just I don't know. I guess it's I don't know. It just is what it is. Nothing really to it. The in and the out. I've got a divider welded in here across the way that is mostly sealed up, but not quite. And then over here there's a gap so it can in right on around and out the exhaust. So pretty effective. You can see some ash in there. I've burnt quite a few fires in this. I've got some, you know, semi-dry ash here. We're just gonna pile it up in here. Oop. I'm gonna pile it up in here and I'm gonna set it on fire with a torch and just show you guys. Neat little welding project. You can take, you know, these are the bottom ends of propane cylinders. You know, bottom end of a 20-pounder, just steel wheels. You can get these steel wheels for pennies on the dollar as far as the weight goes. Ooh, sorry for the shaky, trying to pull a glove off. So you can get these materials, at least for now, at the scrapyard for next to cheap, you know, or next to nothing. So gotta get them burning. Once you get them burning, you get the heat rolling through them. They do all the work. Nothing to it. Usually I would use just twigs, down twigs in the yard from, you know, the wind. But as you can see, a lot of snow. Not a lot actually. Hardly any snow compared to when I was a kid. Say, you know, 25 years ago, we would get 300 inches plus, you know, in a season, and now we just whatever. I assure you, it has nothing to do with you or I and what we're doing. It's unfortunately the big chunks of alleged wealth, monetary wealth in the world that are, you know, pulling the strings and doing what they want. So anyways, I can already see smoke being sucked down in there. And it's definitely coming out the top. I am working on getting better videos put together. Not necessarily better videos, but working on getting the editing. You know, so I can edit a couple of videos together. So I can just edit them. Okay, it's burning. it's burning enough. If I put enough heat in there to keep it going, we'll have to wait and see. I'm likely going to hit it with more torch. So I can edit out the spots where I'm not pointing the camera exactly like I should. Okay, so this basically is a rocket stove. You know, you get a lot of heat out of little bits of material. It doesn't take a lot of material to get this thing rolling, you know, 500 degrees. You basically control your heat with the amount of fuel. You know, that's basically how this stove works. They cook hot, they cook fast. They don't really cook slow and low. They just don't really do it. They're either all or nothing. So they're not ideal for every cooking situation, but they throw a tremendous amount of heat. They will cook, and you can make them out of, you know, well, you can make a rocket stove out of stones or a hole in the ground. I mean, you can make a rocket stove real simply. But if you want a welding project, you know, you want to cut some metal, cut some steel up and turn it into something else, repurpose something, you know, here you go. This isn't solely my idea. I've seen something real similar on the interwebs, and monkey see, monkey do. And I don't have a problem with that. That's how we learn, right? So, and nothing ventured, nothing gained. There's a channel on the old YouTube series, like, you know, somewhere along the line we lost our bumblefuckery. I don't mean to cuss so much, but you know, basically he's saying somewhere along the line we lost that. Not all of us lost that interest in life. You know, pick something up and mess around with it. Cut it up. If you mess it up, it's not the end of the world. More often than not, nowadays, there's, you know, 1,000 of them being made on an assembly line. Some poor bastard running a machine every day doing it, so they're making them every day, you know. So I just wanted to show this. It's not burning real hot at the moment. The wood I have is not ideal. I'm not real prepared for this video per se. I'm bored, and I thought, well, what can I do that'll put me out in the sunshine? It's blowing harder and harder out here, which it does pretty much more often than not nowadays, but the sun's out in between the clouds here. It's mostly blue in between the clouds, so you want to get out and do something in it. Yeah, when you get a good heat source, I didn't mean it like that. When you get a good bundle of dry twigs, and, you know, boy, this thing really goes and goes like crazy. It's struggling a little bit right now, and just a little bit of smoke is coming out of there. Most of that's rolling in and around. They all work the same way. I use exhaust pipe you can buy from your parts store. That's a 3-inch tube, and buy a full stick. Now I bought that stick there 2 years ago or so, even before COVID. So it was considerably cheaper than, you know, buying steel from a steel vendor. But I'm sure that this full stick of 3 inches probably gone up $100. So if it was 70, they're probably 170 now, unfortunately. The situations that we see them showing us, they only benefit them. So there, it's burning pretty good now. Cool beans. I just wanted to show it off. Nice little welding project, why not? Basically a rocket stove. Just about a 10-minute video. I don't have my heat gun out here to show temps. It's heating up pretty good though. I assure you that it'll boil a pot of water pretty quickly and cook anything you want. And you could cook on a frying pan or just cook on the surface, I cooked a pork steak right after I built it, right here on the mild steel. It was fine. So there you go. There you go. Alright folks, I hope you're outside doing something. All of yous, take care, be safe, you know. Tell those that you love them, and be kind. We're running out of time to be generous. Later on, folks.